Hello, this is Dr. Alan Yim. Today I'm going to show you how to invert intervals and how this can help you to write down from a given pitch. So in the last video, we took a look at how to write intervals and how to recognize them using the major scale. Let's take a look at that just as a quick review. So suppose I wanted to write, how about a sixth, a minor sixth above E, for example. All right, well, first of all, I'm going to remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, counting up from E to the C is a sixth, and then I'm going to have to think in the key of E major. Using your memory of key signatures, you know that E has 4 sharps, so did I say I wanted to write a major sixth? Well, let's make it a minor sixth. I don't even remember what I said. So, a minor sixth, if I wanted to write this, okay, so here, this is a major sixth. I'm just going to write diatonically in the key of E, and this is Do to La, and we know that all of the sixths and all of the seconds, thirds, and sevenths are major from Do up to those scales degree 2, 3, 6, and 7. 1, 4, 5, and 8 are perfect. Okay, now how do I make on the left side into minor? Well, in order to make major 6 into minor 6, I need to make it smaller. So I'm going to lower the upper note by taking away the sharp. And now I have a minor 6. So here's the minor 6 on the left side, and if I raise up to E to C sharp on the right, major 6. Now let's talk about inverting these intervals. So to invert, what we do is we take the bottom note and we put it on top. So this is how it looks. Okay, you could also take the upper note and put it on the bottom. So it could also be this. Either way. So I could take the top note and move it down an octave, or I could take the bottom note and move it up an octave. Either way, it's the same thing. You could see that it becomes a C sharp to an E natural. All right, we know by looking at this, it's a third of some sort, and I'll just tell you right now, it becomes a minor third. And how do I know this? Well, let's just ignore the key signature over here, because, well, I took that back. C sharp to E, well, C sharp, the key of C sharp major, has all sharps. But here, it's E natural, so it's one smaller. But that's kind of complicated, right? I'm saying this all, and it's very, very complicated. If you know the starting interval, it's very easy to know what it becomes if you invert it. So, if you invert, major becomes minor, as I just showed you. I'm putting the abbreviations now. So uppercase M equals major, lowercase m equals minor. As you know, plus equals augmented, and minus 0 equals diminished. So funny. Okay, so augmented becomes diminished. So these go back and forth. I'm going to erase this becomes. It looks terrible. Let's do what I did in the before. I'm just going to put an arrow like this. So inverted, major becomes minor, minor becomes major. Augmented becomes diminished, diminished becomes augmented. If you don't like the way I'm writing it here in your on your notes, you should put it however it makes sense to you. Perfect stays perfect. So no matter what happens, when you invert a perfect interval, it stays perfect. So I'll show you that right now. Here is a perfect fifth. And when I invert the perfect fifth, it becomes a perfect fourth. Like this. Okay, so let's go back up here. The major 6 becomes a minor third. So when I invert it, okay, the perfect fifth becomes up here a perfect fourth. Notice how perfect fifths, perfect intervals, they almost sound like a unison. The upper note sort of tends to disappear a little bit. Not the fourth so much, but definitely the fifth. You're going to learn more about this as you take theory. Okay, so now we know what happens to the quality. All right. Now, what about the number? You might be able to figure this out. Fifths become fourths, six becomes third. So the number, actually I'm going to say the numbers, they add up to 9. So whatever the number was, when you invert it, the other number's going to add it up to 9. So a seventh, well, what does that become? Seventh becomes second. All right, I hope this is simple. 7 becomes a second becomes a seventh, a fifth becomes a fourth, a third becomes a sixth. So the two numbers, when you invert, they add up to 9. Now, how does this help you to write an interval going down? Okay, I'm going to show you. This is something that you're going to be asked to do. So let's just suppose that you get something like this. Well, and you're supposed to write down, I'll use a shorthand here. Well, no, maybe I won't. Write down, I don't know, how about a minor 6? All right, so you go, I have to write down a minor 6. What do? I don't even know how to begin. You probably start trying to count down from that note. Well, guess what? Flip it upside down, okay? Instead, going up, well, minor becomes major, the 6 becomes a third. So instead, we're going to write up a major third. That's going to be a lot easier. There's the third. Now we just have to figure out if it's major or not. Well, A to C, going back to what we just looked at before, well, actually I thought we looked at it, but it's not there. A has, in the key of A, it's 3 sharps. You could also count up half steps, but again, I don't recommend that. Think in the key of A, put that in parentheses. So for this to be a major third, it needs a C sharp. And now, guess what? All you do is you take that note, you put it down here, and you have a minor 6 below that A. Okay? So here it is, major third up or down a minor 6. Major third up, minor 6 down. Okay, I think that's all I need for you to know right now about interval inversion. As always, if you have questions, please ask, and I'll see you in the next video.